Dan Oliver with Sean Flynn and Alden Kodash at Palm Beach County PAL Boxing Under the Stars. And we've got the big boys ready to box here. We got the heavyweights. And let's go to our ring announcer, Stephen Ferreira, I meant.
That's right, you got it. It's Deputy Steve Ferreira, Detective Steve Ferreira, Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office.
Fighting corner is Stephen McGraw. And fighting blue corner from Unattached Gym is Ryan Wisdom.
Okay. So in a bout that is very unusual to see in PAL, we have a 32-year-old taking on a 27-year-old, and McGraw at 236 pounds against Wisdom at 253. So some real heavyweights right here.
Yeah. And not only that, we have somewhat of a small ring, so it's almost guaranteed that you're going to see fireworks and a lot of punches and a lot of heavy hits with these guys.
Yeah, these guys, I got to think, are not used to boxing in this small of a ring.
Yeah, I highly doubt it. But depending on their styles, they might enjoy it.
McGraw in the red, Wisdom in the blue.
McGraw, obviously a southpaw. He's kind of just putting that jab out there as kind of a range finder. Or more of a deterrent. I wouldn't necessarily say it was a rangefinder, Alden. You could.
Yeah, he seems to be pawing it out there. I'm not really sure what he's trying to accomplish so far. Just checking out different angles and openings that he can exploit.
These two boxers unaffiliated with a PAL program, which occasionally you will get at these, call them exhibitions. But they don't count toward PAL points or PAL records.
McGraw obviously kind of staying out of range, but definitely has those hands down a little too low for my liking.
I agree, and I also think that he's punching from too far back. He really should be using his jab to get a little bit closer and close the distance and be able to score effectively rather than lunge with his punches.
And as often we see in bouts like this with the heavyweights, is they will definitely not just come out swinging wildly. They want to take measure of their opponent and see where they might have an opening. So not a lot of flurries here in the first round, which is winding up.
I'll tell you what, Wisdom landed a strong jab there, and a combination of fatigue and also a strong combination there. He's got his opponent a little shaken up, it appears.
All right, take a look at some of that action from the first round. There was a left hand by McGraw.
Wisdom doing a good job of using his feet to get out of range there from the bigger, longer opponent there, throwing some big bombs.
Definitely. And I really think that if those punches were to connect, we'd see some serious damage with these guys. These guys weigh 253, 236 pounds, the heaviest boxers of the night by far.
I want to say the age limit for amateur boxing is right around 36 years old. So
I think after 34, they're no longer open, but they're considered masters boxers. I know one of the coaches in Fort Pierce actually used to box in the masters division. I think his name is Richard Santiago. There are tournaments where masters boxers can box, but there's definitely less of them.
All right. An exchange there that had Wisdom almost out of the ring. Wisdom listed as the heavier boxer at 253, but McGraw not looking much lighter to me at 236. In fact, he's got a little height advantage for sure.
Very good left hand by McGraw, but a very good left hand by Wisdom. So now they're starting to connect more frequently, and we'll see some interesting things potentially.
All right. Wisdom backed up into the corner.
Wisdom showing some composure, showing some conditioning. Definitely like he's in the better condition of the two opponents in there right now.
One of the things that you're seeing is that when a boxer is as big as Stephen McGraw is or Wisdom is, they can use the fact that they can lean on you in clinches to their advantage. They can wear you out with that sheer size. And what I was seeing McGraw do is leaning on Wisdom in the clinches and trying to wear him out with his size.
Wisdom looking for an opening. Gets a couple punches in.
McGraw might be in a little bit of survival mode here too, Alden. When obviously there you saw him grab and hold, and that's an opportunity for him to rest a little bit too. Although that takes energy out of yourself as well.
Yeah, it seems that Wisdom is definitely in better condition going into the third round.
And Wisdom getting a couple of shots in there right at the end of the second round. And would you two agree then that it looks like Wisdom might be in control, at least points-wise, at this point?
I think it's very close, but I think he carries a slight advantage going into the third round. It very well might decide the outcome of the bout.
I'd have to agree with you, Alden.
Well, let's listen into the corners and hear what they have to say.
When he walks towards your hook, you throw it. Throw it straight two down the pipe. Okay? The head gets loose, hit some water. Lean back a little bit. Close your eyes. Wake up. Go ahead, let's go. Here. All right? Hey, Joe.
So our bell here has been replaced by a kind of a whistle. It's kind of what it sounds like, right? As we begin, or a telephone ring, as we begin the third and final round of this bout between the big bruisers, Stephen McGraw and Ryan Wisdom.
McGraw got out to a really good start going into the third round, landing a couple clean scoring punches. And as we mentioned earlier, in a bout that's this close, any telling shot can very well mean the difference in this bout on points.
And of course, a technical knockout by either boxer still certainly possible. We're having a bit of a delay here.
That delay was probably in McGraw's advantage there.
Oh, a nice combination there by Wisdom.
Just when McGraw was starting to land the left hand with regularity, Wisdom got off 3 clean punches in quick succession, which put him right back in there.
McGraw getting a bit of a warning.
They warned him that they would take a point, and I believe when they mean what they say by taking a point is that they add 2 additional points to the opponent's score. So if he is penalized for his holding or whatever the infraction may be, that would be 2 points in Wisdom's favor, which might be telling in a fight this close.
McGraw in the red, doing a lot of holding on at this point.
He's definitely in survival mode as far as conditioning right now, from what I can see.
It's become a bit of a wrestling match in the third round here. Only about 10 seconds to go. And McGraw bullying Wisdom into the corner.
I think here's the point that will be taken. There it is.
And that's about how we're going to end up things.
And what he was doing was clearly illegal, lunging in and charging and tying up Wisdom, which is really more wrestling than boxing, which is what officials are trying to avoid.
McGraw clearly tired at this point. And taking a short right to the head, and that's going to be a standing 8 count that should end the bout because I believe we're out of time.
So it's actually going to be a technical knockout. Seems that he said he quit right when the bell was about to ring.
So it looks like we have a result.
in a fight that looked close. Doesn't seem like we'll have to bite our fingernails going to the decision.
Well, appears that fatigue got the best of McGraw near the end of that third round.
Definitely.
We'll take a look at it. You can see the left hand just got in. Looks like the uppercut missed.
And there you see some of the illegal tactics from McGraw, putting his forearm on Wisdom's throat, which is a clear foul, and also leaning on him and tying up, which is another foul. So.
And Wisdom during that actually did a great job of throwing some good left uppercuts to the body there. That definitely added to the fatigue, I'm sure.
Let's go to Steve. Let's go to Steve Ferreira.
Let's hear it for these athletes, folks. Come on. Thank you very much for hanging out and watching the fights in Royal Palm Beach tonight under the stars. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. The winner of this bout by KO is the blue corner.
Ryan Wisdom with the TKO over Stephen McGraw here at Palm Beach County PAL Boxing Under the Stars. So make sure to stay tuned and check out all of the bouts that we have listed on our website.